Hi there, here are Alex,
And Ian.
and we are both the founders and management of iCrowdU. And today we're going to have a bit of a conversation about iCrowdU and what iCrowdU actually does differently.
Well, you might recognize this little slogan here. We've borrowed it, so to speak. One of the main things in blockchain industry or with cryptocurrencies in general is the lack of actual real world usage. And that's a key point that iCrowdU and the CrowdToken are working to solve.
Right, that's why we brought you the CrowdToken.
So our business is essentially building a blockchain network that all modern EPOS systems will be able to run on to allow people to use various cryptocurrencies for everyday transactions. This network is going to bring offline business and online customers and retailers closer together with the iCrowdU platform.
And in case you don't know what an EPOS is, we love acronyms, don't we? EPOS stands for Electronic Point of Sale. And that is something we'll show you in this presentation as well.
So we began by initially looking at the crowdfunding industry and looking at the ways in which we can improve the industry, give people greater access to funding, and actually ways in which people can use their online communities, which are always getting more important, to grow and to build their businesses and their projects.
And by doing that, we came up with the term crowding. We wanted to summarize everything that there is in the crowd market in a way, because there are various things that we found. It's not just crowdfunding. Some of you might have heard the term crowdsourcing, for example, or crowd community. Those things are out there, but we tried to find one term that puts it all together. That's why we came up with crowding, and there are many elements to it. So let's talk about the first one here, which we call crowd promotion.
Yeah, we'll get into the details of how crowd promotion works a little further along. But essentially, it is a tool which businesses can use to have quicker access to international consumers, but with much reduced risk.
Yeah, that's the biggest advantage is the reduction of risk for anybody. And we'd like to give you a bit of an example here. We sourced one product, which is the GoMe U7 mini smartphone, and we will bring this into the market pretty soon. And here you can see how this works.
Yeah, basically the seller, in this case, as our initial product will be ourselves, will set certain milestones, price milestones that fit in with the metrics, how much they can actually purchase the product from, what it costs them to sell it. Then with the amount of units we have available for this product, we have 5,000 units, we will begin selling via crowd promotion. This will last 30 days. And very simply, the more units that get sold, the lower the price drops. In this example, as you can see, as every time 1,000 units are sold, the price drops by $10. Now, the key point of crowd promotion is that everybody just pays at the very end of the promotion. So everyone pays the lowest price. This is going to encourage viral marketing, encourage people on the internet to really try and get more of their friends to buy the product so that everybody benefits.
Yeah, by everybody talking about the product, more and more people hear about it, and the more buying will happen. After the product was on the during the crowd promotion for 30 days, it can then move on to the crowd market, also on the iCrowdU platform, for continued sales.
The crowd market works essentially just as any e-commerce store where we can do long-term sales for the customers. The crowd token, our own cryptocurrency, will be combined here, and a very simple use of this is for every crowd token that a customer uses in a purchase, they'll get a 1% discount on the product. The amount of crowd tokens that can be added to an individual sale will depend on each individual product, so up to a maximum of 15% discount will be available.
And on this screen here on the left, you can see the GoMe U7 mini smartphone when it has once been moved, then after the crowd promotion ended, into the crowd market. Also in the middle there in the center of the screen, you see another featured product that we're going to sell. So you might want to check it out in the crowd market soon.
With the crowd token, we already touched on the discount function you get. We've also created a range of physical crowd token cards with different designs for different countries, which we've been actively selling over this year. The strategy behind this is to tie in with the EPOS network and the basically the CrowdToken blockchain network that we're building, that these cards will be NFC cards. This will be a very simple wallet design that is similar to the way you use a normal credit card at the moment. You go into a store, you tap and go, and you can pay. Well, when you do that internationally, often the EPOS systems will ask you which currency you want to pay in, the local one or your home currency. We will build a network that allows you to use cryptocurrencies for everyday payments on everyday EPOS systems.
And well, there's another point with the price reductions. 1% per crowd token is something we created to bring more incentive for buying, give users more incentive for buying in the crowd market, for example. Well, and the last point on this slide is very important. I'd like to point this out. We have signed an MOU with a European bank, which is to ensure that we are able to get KYC, so know your client or know your customer information, and also the AML regulation has to be complied with. AML is anti-money laundering, to make really sure that all the dark aspects that are often said or told about the crypto world are taken out, and that's very important for us for this business.
Furthermore, it will also umbrella us under the banking license to allow us to operate right across Europe in offering these products as well as the different funding instruments on our platform.
And here we'd like to talk about how we are connecting the offline vendors basically to the online world by utilizing the crowd token.
So the business model allows any vendor who accepts one of our own EPOS machines or uses our software on one of their existing EPOS machines in their store. They can sell via the CrowdToken card. They can sell top-ups, sell crowd tokens or cryptocurrencies to customers. So customers come in, pay cash over the table, and in return will get their cards topped up. Every time a vendor does this, the vendor will be able to purchase the cryptocurrency at a 10% market rate discount, giving them a margin to actually make profit for this, and in turn advertising our product. The vendor will then be able to sell products within their store, give discounts in the offline world as well for the crowd tokens that can be redeemed in the transactions, and any other transactions that occur via our own blockchain network, iCrowdU would then take a 3% transaction fee. So the spread for the vendor would be between the 10% and the 3%.
Right, and in order to run all of this, we are building our own crowd token blockchain network, which will then enable the cryptocurrency payments. Here is the EPOS, as mentioned before, what it would look like, and it will give people the ability to pay similar to using a MasterCard or a Visa card, well, with their individual cards just issued by us, the crowd token then, to pay mainly globally, primarily in any currency, also using their preferred cryptocurrency on top of it, because everything is run by one wallet solution.
And this will also cause significantly lower fees and faster transaction times, which is currently an issue in the cryptocurrency industry. Then to get marketing and to get more people excited, we took inspiration from the very popular Pokemon Go game, and we intend to actually run out a very similar goal with the crowd token, whereby users will be able to play this game with their phones in a local geographical area, walk around using AR to go and actually find crowd tokens on the street, find airdrops, and they'll actually get tokens credited to their accounts. Moving forward, we would like with the crowd token to sign up more cryptocurrencies, more partners in order to be able to offer their services, their products in stores. And then we would also want to, via this crowd token treasure hunt game, offer other cryptocurrencies as airdrops as well, just to get people talking about us, seeing us, and excited about the whole product.
And as Ian was just mentioning, AR, that means augmented reality. As you can see here in this graphic where the crowd tokens are all spinning, the idea is really somebody walks with their cell phone to pretty much any geolocation that is sent to the phone, and they can only see on the phone something that, of course, in real life isn't there, hence augmented reality. And if they get close to it, they hear maybe like a bling on the phone, and they have just won or gained some more crowd tokens.
Precisely. And the whole theme of this, as well as you will have seen with the crowd promotion idea, it's about giving people instant gratification, making them feel good and achieve something straight away. So with the crowd promotion, knowing that they've helped the price go down, they're getting a better deal, so is everybody else. And with this, being able to walk around the streets simply and get free tokens, basically free money.
Yeah, and it helps definitely building and growing a community. Again, think of the Pokemon Go game. It was going around the world like a wildfire, and that's exactly what we are planning to do here as well.
So with, as Alex just mentioned, growing a community, we look here at WeChat. We already have a fully owned subsidiary in China and our official Chinese WeChat account for trading.
To interrupt you here really quick, sorry, Ian. WeChat, many know it, of course. Some of you might not know it. WeChat is the Chinese equivalent to WhatsApp.
Exactly, with an awful lot more features
Yes.
Available to
Great
it.
payment systems, for example.
Exactly. We will focus strongly on the Chinese markets, the Asian markets in general, for bringing European products initially out towards China, Chinese consumers, as we basically begin. And with WeChat, we're going to be able to build a community on the online community in China in order to push the products, in order to push the crowd token model, and to grow our user base. Now moving on to a very important part of the company at the moment, we've signed an exclusive 10-year deal to sell infant baby formula. So yeah, milk powder for children, for babies 1 to 3 years old. And this is a German company, a 15-year-old company here that want to bring their product into China. Now with crowd promotion, we're going to make our market entry using the crowd token cards, which are fantastic cross-sellers, to really push the product into the market and then to try to grow sustained product sales over the coming years.
And then we have calculated, based on the numbers we have and all the market research we have done, extensive research we have done, that in the first year we would be reaching an average of 8,000 customers, which would bring us a revenue just from this single product alone of about $6 million US, which would yield over almost 1.3 million US dollars in gross profit.
And this first year results would result from the sale of about 500,000 units. The producer is able on day one to produce in the region of 7 million, so there's no problem about supply for that. Moving into year 2, we expect to grow the average customer base to 32,000, which will then result in gross profits of $5.5 million US and up to 100,000 customers in the third year, resulting in just over $17 million. $million in gross profits.
Yes.
So back onto the crowd token cards, we will be marketing the cards all over the world. And whenever we send out product, whenever we sell product, people will be getting free crowd token cards with it, so they can see it, they can feel it, have that real offline connection with cryptocurrencies, and to understand how they can use them with iCrowdU. So this is going to help us push other products through the crowd promotion and the crowd market, and also help grow knowledge and visibility of the crowd token network.
And just to let you know, this is not just theory. These cards exist. We have over 10,000 of them. We have sold quite a significant number of them already. And we have spread the crowd token in over 150 countries already. Here are a few numbers that give you a background of it. So for us, this was just a test run, which we did without any marketing. We didn't spend money on marketing or didn't pay anybody to go tell the story. We just did that with a few online posts. We started this in March this year, 2018, and got quite some following from it, what you can see here in these numbers.
Exactly. So going back to crowding, we've run through crowd promotion, how that will work. Now, a key aspect and unique selling point of our business is we give companies access to foreign markets through crowd promotion. Maybe we didn't really highlight on the reduction in risk here is that the producer is guaranteed, he knows how much money he's going to get for his product prior to it being sold, and the product only gets shipped once the money is actually being committed. Now, when a customer is actually able to gain traction in a new market, often then they want to meet the demand that's newly been created in this market. iCrowdU then also offers what we call consolidated crowdfunding, which is a flexible funding instrument to allow companies of all sizes to actually bring in the funds that they need in the method that they want to grow their business accordingly.
And when you then take a closer look at consolidated crowdfunding, what it actually means and what's all part of it, then you'll see there are multiple elements to it. The core 5 ones are the crowd royalty, crowd investment, crowd lending, crowd pre-selling, and crowd donation. Crowd donation or donation-based crowdfunding you might be familiar with. However, combining these into one is something new. There is nobody else doing this currently out there. So if you think of 100% of funding required that any company, maker, project owner is trying to raise, then they could say, according to their needs or business plan, how much money of which type they want to raise. Let's say, of course, donation, free money, everybody would want to take. However, crowd investment, that then means how much in equity they would be willing to sell of their company, of their project. And that's exactly what crowdfunding, consolidated crowdfunding allows a user to do.
So bringing that back to our contract to sell infant formula in China, this will allow the company, once they've started growing, to expand and to really ramp up operations in Asia. Our contract actually doesn't only cover China, there's 13 different countries across Asia, and we have exclusive rights to sell the product online in all of those countries. Any funding that we bring in through consolidated crowdfunding for the company will earn iCrowdU a 5% fee, and then will also open the door for us to bring on more partners in the future, more similar companies when they see how successful this can be to continue iCrowdU's growth.
Yeah, ultimately, that way you can see from the functions of consolidated crowdfunding how it can be individually adjusted to the needs for any company to suit their business.
A key point just to jump in at the end there as well.
I'll jump back to that slide. Oh, it doesn't do it.
A key point just to jump in at the end there as well is that our sales, our product sales, will not only come from registered users. Customers will be able to log in and purchase or jump on the platform and purchase the product without actually creating a customer account first.
Yeah. Those are the key points. Now, in a nutshell, what iCrowdU is all about, it's a funding and sales platform to basically give existing businesses an easy, risk-free, fast way, cheap way to expand.
Internationally.
That's the biggest point, yes.
Yeah. Using the CrowdToken, we're very strong believers in blockchain technology and the capabilities of it, and in cryptocurrencies for the future. We want to bring utility to the whole market. It's not only about throwing another cryptocurrency into the mix, but actually into creating a blockchain solution that allows a lot of the solid existing cryptocurrency with strong followers to be used in a real world way that benefits everyone, and most importantly with a very simple user interface that people who are not strong tech people can understand and immediately jump on board with and start to use.
And with the examples we've shown you here in this presentation about the GoMe U7 phone, plus the infant formula, you can see that the CrowdToken offers the opportunity for companies in any direction to market globally through crowd promotion and the CrowdToken.
And the final point that we actually didn't mention as well, to help us in our expansion in Asia specifically, is the MOU we signed this year with Alibaba that is enabling us to access Tmall, for example, for secondary sales channels for our customers, as well as utilizing the power of iCloud to actually run the whole systems on. So that was the overview of our company. If you would like more information, specifically about any individual points, please ask for our business plan or get in touch with us directly, and we'd love to speak to you further.
That sounds good. However, let us quickly give you some little overview of more details and features in case you want to know a few more details on how we plan to do things, because we have been asked many questions while we gave these presentations, and some of them should be answered in the following slides, such as what we call the crowd builder, because a question we've always been asked is, how are you bringing the crowd, driving the crowd to your platform? That is an incentive system, meaning if you bring somebody who brings somebody who brings somebody, then of course you should be rewarded for that. One method of rewarding people for it, for example, is by giving them free crowd tokens, so-called airdrops. Here you can see how this effect, effect would yield. So if one person brings 10 people, who brings 10 people, who brings 10 people, that is a crowd very quickly of over 1,000 people.
Precisely. Future products that we intend to roll out through crowd promotion or straight into the crowd market, for example, are European wines. We have strong connections here in Europe to many smaller vineyards that can deliver us wines that you would not generally find so easily in overseas markets. That's the area we want to begin with our wine sales, focus on these bottles, import them into China via our Hong Kong subsidiary, which makes it much easier, and start to sell over there. Now, the online market for wine is huge in China and is growing year on year, is actually taking much of the market segment of the offline sales at the moment. And with these, for China, relatively conservative targets of selling 84,000 bottles in year one up to 250,000 in year three, we can also bring in further solid revenues.
And as you can see, even the 250,000 bottles, that is a drop in the barrel, so to speak. It's a very tiny fraction of the potential market. However, it yields quite significant revenues for a startup. Let's talk about really quickly about our corporate structure. Here you can see the holdings of the company, who owns what. We're a US-based company. iCrowdU Inc. is registered in Nevada. And underneath are the 3 subsidiaries, all 100% owned by iCrowdU Inc. And there's one in Hong Kong that Ian just mentioned. We also have a subsidiary in Tongxiang in China, as well as in Ireland is our European headquarters. And, well, we say goodbye, basically, from our representative office here near Frankfurt in Germany. And we hope you enjoyed our presentation. And as we said before, please feel free to contact us with any questions.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.